There's a subtle lie that many entrepreneurs, coaches, believers in business believe that you're not even aware that you're believing, but it actually comes through in your actions. It comes through in the way in which you're building your business. And in this episode of the Daily Dose, I'm going to be breaking down the dangerous lie that most coaches believe that leads them to burnout. And we're going to be uncovering this lie. We're going to be shedding truth on how you should be building your business, or how you can, I should say, be building your business so that you can build from a place of peace and productivity instead of panic and overwhelm and stress that leads to burnout. And so, welcome back to another episode of the Daily Dose with yours truly. My name is Janel Ranèe, and I help you to transition into your coaching business full time without self-sabotaging, without chasing clients, without sacrificing time with your family. And I come before you after I've already gone before the Lord on your behalf. And in these episode doses, these daily dose episodes, the dose stands for divine overflow of spirit-led empowerment. And so I always sit before the Lord and I ask him, like, Lord, what should we talk about today? And whatever he pours into my heart, that's what you get. Okay. It's divine overflow of spirit-led empowerment, encouragement, equipping on your journey of entrepreneurship. And so today I just felt strongly that I should be speaking about the dangerous lie that most coaches believe that leads to burnout. And that lie, dun, 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 drum roll, please, is building my business has to be stressful. Let's talk about it, because we don't realize that we subtly, subconsciously believe this lie, and it's showing up in different areas of our business. So how does this show up? It shows up when you are constantly hustling and grinding in your business, right? You are telling yourself that it has to work, it has to grow, this post has to go viral, or this launch has to sell out, or this email has to work. Like, it's like forcing results, it's forcing yourself to grow the business. But it's what's most important, what I feel the Lord is really wanting to get through here is, it's not so much about growing your business, it's the person behind the business, right? It's literally like, God has called you to business. However, it does not have to be stressful. When you're building alongside God, you can build from a place of rest. You can build from a place of ease. You can build from a place of joy. And I'm going to be breaking down exactly what that joy looks like in your business. I'm going to be breaking down the acronym of joy and how you can actually build your business from a place of joy. Because what I really want you to understand here is dysregulated coaches need results to feel safe. However, regulated coaches feel safe before the results even come. And I think this is something that you have to understand as a business owner. If you are building your business, but you're building your business from a place of survival, right? Rather than serving, or you're building your business from a place of panic and pressure, that is going to wear you out. And what God is more concerned about is you. It's you not being a human doing, but being a human being. How can you actually build from a place of joy? How can you feel the safety and security in your body even before you hit those 20K months, even before you hit those 100K months? Like, whatever your goal that you're aspiring to achieve, right? Whatever you're working to achieve, whatever outcome you're desiring, you have to focus on the safety. You have to focus on building from a place of peace, not so much the outcome, right? But how are you getting to the outcome? I cannot stress this enough, because you can build a business, but guess what? You're also building your your way to burnout. If you don't understand how to build from joy, if you don't understand how constant dysregulation will cause you to not even see the results, right? Or you'll see it, but then you'll sabotage it, or you'll see it, but then you'll quickly burn out after. and you'll begin to resent the business. And so God is concerned about you. He's concerned about the person behind the business. He's called you to business, yes, but you have to also be able to learn to steward it well. Learn to work with your body so that you can stop working against your body. And so I'm going to be breaking down the 3 pointers here that I have to share with you today of how to actually build from a place of joy. But before I go into it, I just have a question for you. I want you to really do some inner, just retrospect here and really think of, ask yourself this question and really think and ponder on it. Sit with the Lord, get your pen, your journal, and really sit with the Lord and just ask, are you building your business with a sense of peace and joy or pressure and stress? Are you building your business from a sense of peace and joy, or are you building it from pressure and from stress? Don't fall for this lie. This is a lie that many entrepreneurs do. Yes, there are going to be stressful seasons. However, you do not have to live in those you can be in a stressful situation without internalizing the stress. And I'm going to be breaking down how to do that, right? And so this is one of the beautiful things that I get to do as a registered nurse turned business coach. I truly believe that God has anointed me and called me into this business aspect and this business field to really help coaches to see how their belief systems are leading. It literally runs 95% of your actions. It's control your subconscious beliefs, your subconscious mind controls your automatic nervous system. And so this is responsible for 95% of your actions or inactions. And so if you are operating from a state of dysregulation and stress, it's going to lead to you burning your business down, because your business will only grow to the extent of your belief system and your body's safety. And so if your body doesn't feel safe, if you are making decisions in your business from a place of scarcity or from a place of survival, you are not making decisions that are actually fully in alignment with where God wants you to go with your business. You're not making decisions from a place of security and safety. And then at the end of it all, you're going to end up resenting it, because you're building something just out of hustle, out of grind, out of survival. All right, so let's jump into it. Build your business with joy. And so the very first thing you want to do is just notice. You want to notice, what is your current state? How have you been operating? Is your brain constantly like just on? Are you able to like enter into rest? Or when it's time to go to bed, is your brain still racing? Are you still constantly thinking of the endless to-do list that just never ends? Are you constantly thinking of all of the tasks that you have left that you had to do? So recently I shared how, and the beautiful thing about this is as I'm teaching it, I am not, what's the word I'm looking for? I because I understand how to recognize and regulate my nervous system responses faster, that allows me to be more resilient in my business. And so this is what I truly want to help clients to do. And so I am not God, give me the word. What is the word I'm trying to think of? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's right at the tip of my tongue. Oh my gosh. Okay. So pretty much I'm trying to say I'm not uh, what is it? Anyway, this work still I still have to do this work every day, right? The word that I'm looking for is right at the tip of my tongue and I can't get it out. But I also have to do this work. Every single day I'm doing this work as well. But the only difference between me and you is that I have the tools. I have the ability to recognize and regulate faster. I'm able to regulate my nervous system faster. So why do I say that? So the other night I was in bed and I was thinking of like my to-do list and I was thinking like, oh my gosh, so mind you, this day, I got so much done. I got so much work done, so much work done. And I was so like, I was happy that I got the work done. But then at night, I was still thinking of like all the things that I did not get to do that day. right? And I was just like, huh. I caught myself. I was just like, nope, we're not going to sit here and focus on all the things that weren't done. Let's focus and celebrate the things that were done. And so it's really important for you to notice, just notice how your body is operating. Notice how if your body feels comfortable taking a break. Notice if your body actually feels unsafe, resting. Notice if your body feels like constantly feels like you have to be on, like as if you don't deserve to rest. You want to be able to become one with your body. You want to be able to listen to your body. You want to be able to know what your body is saying to you as you're building your business out. Otherwise, you're going to just run your body down to the ground, and you have to be able to understand how to work with your body's natural design. Okay. Now, we're going to move on to the O, orient to safety. So once you recognize, like, okay, yeah, I'm operating in survival, I'm operating in a fight response, like I'm constantly hustling and grinding, I'm constantly, just in a place of stress and panic, and I'm not leading my business from a place of peace and security. And you want to orient your body to safety. And what does this look like? I teach this deeper, but one tool that I use is the SAFE protocol. This is one of my favorite tools to use in the moment. And so what does this look like? The S is to stop and scan, do a somatic scan, and just recognize, okay, what state am I in right now? Am I in fight mode? Am I in flight mode? Am I in freeze mode? Right? Am I procrastinating? Or am I in fawn mode? Am I people pleasing? Right? Lowering my prices, over delivering when I know like I need to be setting boundaries. And so you really want to be able to pay attention to and understand the different responses that your body will signal to you. And so your body has to understand, you got to understand just how your body is formulated and when you're entering into these sympathetic nervous system responses. And so I teach this deeper inside of my program with my clients because it's so imperative to understand this so that when you're building your business, you're also building the person behind the business. And so that's the S, right? Stop and do a somatic scan. The A is you want to anchor into safety, take some deep breaths, hand over chest, hand over belly. You can do some humming, some singing. You can just go touch some grass, put your feet, ground your body in safety, put your foot securely on the ground, just knowing that you are safe, you are secure. There are so many different methods that you can use to really anchor your body into safety. The F is to focus on your intention and your identity. Who has God called you to be? Focus on your intention. Why are you showing up? Why are you doing the work that you're doing? Take the attention off of yourself and put it back on the people you're called to serve. That is huge. This is one of the most pivotal shifts that you can make when you find that you're internalizing things and you are when you're just really looking for outward approval. It's important to really just focus on who God has called you. Like, when you know your identity, when you can focus on who it is that God has called you to be, that trumps everything else. When you can focus on your intention, why you're showing up in the identity that God called you to be, it takes the focus off of yourself. You stop internalizing outcomes and false judgments and false labels and just being afraid of people's opinions. Like, it doesn't matter. You focus on who you're called to serve. I'm telling you, I can't stress that enough. And then the E is to go out and embody that version of yourself. Go out and take an aligned action. All right. And so for you to really orient to safety, it requires you really want to use the SAFE protocol. I teach it more in depth inside of my program with my clients. It's just so powerful, such a powerful tool to use in the moment. And this is why I share it here every day for the most part. But you want to give your body cues to know, like, you know what, we're safe. Let your body know, like, okay, it's time to rest. You've done your part. You've worked, you've led today, you've shown up today. Now let's rest, right? And you always want to actually be building your business from a state of rest. And the way you do that is in the presence of the Lord. When you are constantly acknowledging that God is with you every step of the way, you don't have to build from a place of striving. You don't have to build from a place of panic or pressure. Why? Because you understand that the Holy Spirit is leading you. He's guiding your steps. He's with you. And so you build from a place of peace. And this is not just done just from affirmations alone. It's really done from a place of embodiment. It's keeping your word to yourself, right? It's really building that self-trust. And it's you just taking some slow breaths, as I mentioned before. It's you recognizing when your work is done and acknowledging the work that you've done and celebrating yourself for the work that you've done. Being one thing that I share so often is being your own inner bestie. There's oftentimes we are our own biggest critics. We are our biggest inner bullies. And that's the one of the fastest ways to end up in a dysregulated state, being your own inner bully. And this is why I teach so deeply the importance of being your own inner bestie. You got to be your own inner bestie because that's what's going to regulate you. That's what's going to help you and guide you. All right. And so we're going to move on to the why, which is yield the outcome. I had to learn this. Like, you cannot be so fixated on the outcome. You cannot be so gripped and so attached to the outcome. You have to release and trust, knowing that the outcome is inevitable. The business that God has shown you, the 20K months, the 30K months, the you being able to resign and enter into your business full time, the 100K months, the $1 million years, whatever God has shown you, it's inevitable. God sits outside of time. And so whatever God shows you, it's already done, but it requires you becoming that version of yourself, you becoming the person who can steward that business. And it's about you yielding the outcome to the Lord. You are responsible for being obedient over what he's called you to do. You are responsible for the output, right? Showing up every day, doing what he's called you to do. But you have to release control of the outcome. Leave the outcome in God's hands, knowing and trusting that it is inevitable. This is how you build from joy. When you know that your provision is from the Lord, Jehovah Jireh, your provider, and it's not fixed on this business working out. This business is a resource. God is your source. And when you understand that, you can show up no matter what your circumstances look like, no matter how many times you've tried and failed in the past, show up again, yielding the outcome constantly to the Lord. Okay? You don't have to be hyper focused and hyper controlling over the outcome, over the results. Your job is obedience. It's not the outcome. You just have to trust and know that it's done. Even when you launched and you got maybe 2 signups, when you really wanted 20, you keep going, trusting that you are going to see the 20. The only way that you can guarantee not seeing the 20 is stopping, right? It's seizing the output that you're putting out. And so release the grip, release the attachment, release the control, and yield your outcome to the Lord. This is where business becomes sustainable. And so this is where you're actually able to build from a place of joy, true joy, yielding the outcome to the Lord, doing what you can do. So I teach this deeper inside of my Call to Coach workshop. I teach you what's causing your business to self-sabotage, the biggest blocks that keeps you stuck in your 9 to 5 and keeps you stuck from going full-time in your business. And also how to build your business without a large audience, right? I go over those 3 secrets inside of the Call to Coach workshop. And so I'm excited to have you inside there. I'm going to be teaching it live on Wednesday, and I'm really excited to see you inside there. And so let's just recap what we covered today. We covered the most dangerous lie most coaches believe that leads to burnout. And that lie is building my business has to be stressful. And even though you're consciously not thinking it that way, but subconsciously you're like, you, you are so used to building from a place of stress and survival and pressure and panic that it just feels normal. And this is the lie that I really felt the Lord calling me to dismantle today. It's not normal. It's not normal to build your business from a high stress state. You can build your business even if it's a stressful circumstance. Internally, your state can be in a rested place. Your internal state can still be peaceful. Your internal state can still build from a place of joy, knowing that God is working it all out for your good. This is the true work. Because if you continue to build your business from a high stress state, it's only going to lead you to burnout. It's only going to lead you to resent your business. And this is what I feel the Lord calling me to really help to guide you with. Your business does not have to be built with high stress. Your internal state can be a place of joy and peace. It can be safe. And so the joy, let's just recap, just notice your state, notice how you're showing up, notice if your brain can't turn off, notice if you are constantly in a fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. And then you want to orient to safety. The O is to orient to safety. Get yourself back into a grounded space. I am not above this work. I do this work constantly. But the only difference between you and I is that I have the tools to recognize and regulate my body faster so that I can lead from a place of resilience in my business. That's it. It's being able to recognize when you're in a dysregulated state and regulate faster. That's it. Because the longer you stay in dysregulation, the longer you're going to self-sabotage your business. You're going to make poor decisions in your business. You're going to make decisions from a place of survival and stress and panic, not from a place of safety and security and peace. You're going to block creativity. When your amygdala is in fight and flight response, when your amygdala is activated, it literally takes your prefrontal cortex offline. So now you're not making sound decisions in your business. You're making decisions from a place of fear. You're making fear-based decisions. And nothing can sabotage your business faster. And so this is why this work is so imperative. You have to orient yourself to safety. And then finally, the why is yield the outcome. Yield the outcome to God. You are not responsible for the outcome. You have to release from the results. You have to release from the outcome. You have to detach from the outcome and trust. You have to have this inner trust, this inner knowing that it's always working out for your good. Everything is working out for your good. That is Bible. Romans 8:28. All things, not some things, all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. Are you called? Did God call you? Did God call you to business? Okay, it's all working out for you. Yield the outcome to your Heavenly Father and know and trust, have this internal trust that it's always, always, always working out. And when you have that internal certainty, that is how you lead from a place of joy. This is how you build your business from joy and not from high stress. Your business does not have to be stressful. God does not want your business to feel stressful. He does not want you to resent the business that he's called you to. And this is why this work is so important. All right, so we're going to dismantle that lie. No more believing this dangerous lie that most coaches believe that leads to burnout. We're dismantling that in the name of Jesus. All right. And so I pray that this has been a blessing to you. Go forth, build your business with joy and peace and security. I look forward to seeing you inside of the Call to Coach workshop, where I can help guide you and lead you into really being able to transition into your business full time because God called you to this. Okay. All right. I love you. I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here, but I'm going to tell you just as God told me, put one foot in front of the other, step out on faith, and trust God for the next step. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Drop them in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer. Love you. Have a wonderful weekend.